The fangtooth fish, somewhere between 500 and 2,000 meters beneath the surface, where sunlight has long since disappeared and the pressure alone would crush bone, something small is hunting. It is only about 16 centimeters long, but when scientists first pulled it to the surface and looked at its face, they gave it a nickname that has stuck ever since, the ogre fish. The fangtooth, Inoplagaster cornuta, has the largest teeth of any fish in the ocean relative to its body size. They are so long, so disproportionate, so completely unsuited to fitting inside a normal mouth, that the animal evolved a pair of special pouches on the roof of its skull, specifically to prevent its own fangs from piercing its brain when its jaws close. It has been found as deep as 5,000 meters, making it one of the deepest living fish ever documented. It cannot see well in the darkness. Instead, it hunts through chemoreception and through a lateral line running along its body that detects the faintest movements in the water around it. Every night it rises towards shallower water to feed. Every day it descends back into the dark. Despite its fearsome appearance, the fangtooth is considered relatively widespread across tropical and temperate oceans worldwide. Yet because it lives so deep, direct scientific observation of its behavior in its natural habitat remains extremely rare. The dragonfish! There are regions of the ocean where no sunlight has ever reached, where the temperature hovers just above freezing, and where the silence is total. In those regions, something is producing its own light. The dragonfish belongs to the family Stomidae, a group of deep-sea predators found at depths ranging from 200 to 4,500 meters across every ocean on Earth. Females grow to around 50 centimeters, while males are significantly smaller, sometimes only 5 centimeters long. But it is the female that carries the weapons. Her teeth are long and transparent, embedded with nanocrystals that reduce light reflection and prevent them from revealing her presence to prey in the complete darkness of the deep ocean. Her jaws can open to more than 100 degrees, wide enough to swallow prey 50% larger than her own body length. She carries a luminous barbel hanging from her chin that she dangles in the darkness like a lure. Along the length of her body run rows of light-producing organs called photophores, which she uses to communicate with others of her kind in the blackness. The dragonfish is also covered in some of the darkest biological pigmentation found anywhere in nature, absorbing nearly all light that touches it, making the animal effectively invisible even against the faint bioluminescent glow of the deep ocean around it. It is a predator so perfectly designed for its environment that it becomes part of the darkness itself. The blobfish! In 2003, marine ecologist Karen Parkinson was leading an ocean expedition off the coast of New Zealand when her team pulled something unexpected from the deep. It had a drooping, gelatinous face, a sad, formless body, a look of profound resignation. They had found the blobfish, Cycrolutes marcitus, and 10 years later, it would be voted the world's ugliest animal by the Ugly Animal Preservation Society, a title it holds to this day. But the story of the blobfish is also a story about what the deep ocean does to things that do not belong there. At its actual depth of 600 to 1,200 meters, where pressure runs 60 to 120 times greater than at sea level, the blobfish looks like a completely ordinary fish. The horrifying, melting appearance that made it famous is entirely the result of decompression damage, the catastrophic expansion that happens to its body when it is dragged rapidly to the surface. Because it has no swim bladder, which would be useless under such extreme pressure, its flesh is composed primarily of a gelatinous mass with a density slightly less than water, allowing it to hover just above the seafloor without expending any energy at all. It does not hunt. It does not chase. It simply waits, motionless, for crustaceans, sea urchins, and mollusks to drift within reach. In the deep ocean, even stillness is a survival strategy. The giant spider crab. Off the coast of Japan, on the sandy and rocky floor of the Pacific Ocean, something with a leg span of nearly 4 meters is slowly moving through the dark. The Japanese giant spider crab, Macrochira kempferi, is the largest known living arthropod on Earth. Its legs can stretch 3.75 meters from claw tip to claw tip. Its body alone can reach 40 centimeters across. It can weigh up to 19 kilograms. In 2009, a specimen named Kong was pulled from Suruga Bay, weighing 15 kilograms and measuring 3 meters across. Scientists noted it had not yet stopped growing. Despite every instinct its appearance triggers, this animal is a gentle and slow-moving creature with almost no natural predators at the depths it inhabits, typically between 150 and 300 meters down. It is an omnivore, spending its time crawling across the seafloor feeding on mollusks, dead and decaying organic matter, and whatever else it encounters. Females can produce more than 1 million eggs per mating cycle, though only a fraction of those eggs ever survive. Some individuals are believed to live up to 100 years. At least 4 fossil relatives of this genus have been identified from geological formations dating back to the Oligocene and Miocene periods, including M. ginzenensis, M. yabbei, and M. tiglandi, meaning this animal has been walking the seafloor in some recognizable form for tens of millions of years. The Siphonophore. In April 2020, a remotely operated vehicle deployed by the Schmidt Ocean Institute was ascending through the water column off the Ningaloo coast of Western Australia at a depth of around 630 meters, when it captured something on camera that researchers on the surface could not immediately explain. Spreading across the frame was a spiraling gelatinous structure, translucent and enormous, hovering silently in the darkness. Scientists eventually calculated its length at approximately 47 meters, making it possibly the longest organism ever reliably recorded on Earth, longer than a blue whale by 16 meters. It was a siphonophore, and it was not a single animal. Every siphonophore is a colonial organism composed of thousands of genetically identical individual units called zooids, each one performing a specific biological function, whether feeding, locomotion, or reproduction, and none of them capable of surviving alone. Together, they form something that functions as a single coordinated creature. There are approximately 175 known species. The giant Siphonophore Priadubia lives between 700 and 1,000 meters deep and produces bright blue bioluminescent light when it makes contact with anything around it. They hunt by trailing tentacles packed with stinging cells through the water, paralyzing anything that touches them. In early 2025, researchers from Yale University, the University of New South Wales, and Griffith University confirmed that the Portuguese man Awar, a colonial cnidarian closely related to siphonophores, is not one species, but at least 4 distinct species, including Phasalia phasalis, Phasalia utriculus, Phasalia megalista, and Phasalia minuta, that had never been properly separated by science. Even the animals we thought we understood were hiding something new. The Greenland shark. There is a shark alive in the Arctic Ocean right now that was born before the Mughal Empire was founded, before Michelangelo painted the Sistine Chapel ceiling, before the Ottoman conquest of Egypt. The Greenland shark, Somniosus microcephalus, is the longest-lived vertebrate known to science. Researchers estimate these animals live at least 250 years, and the oldest individual ever studied was estimated to be approximately 512 years old, meaning it was born around the year 1514. It inhabits the cold, deep waters of the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans at depths reaching 2,200 meters, and it grows up to 7.3 meters in length. Its scientific name translates roughly to sleepy small head, and it is one of the slowest sharks ever measured. Yet stomach content analysis has found salmon, squid, and seals inside it, meaning that somewhere in the darkness, this ancient, slow-moving animal is catching fast prey through methods that science has not yet fully explained. Its flesh is toxic to humans and most other animals due to high concentrations of trimethylamine N-oxide, requiring extensive processing before it can be consumed. And perhaps most unsettling of all, a parasitic copepod called Omatocoida elongata commonly attaches itself to the corneas of Greenland sharks and feeds there, causing partial or complete blindness. Many of these sharks cannot see. They navigate the deep ocean, hunting, surviving, and living for 5 centuries, almost entirely in the dark.